So today I woke up, I opened the front page of YouTube, and I opened a few videos, wanted to watch them, and then I saw the title of this video, Blizzard are abandoning Heroes of the Storm. And I thought, I watched a few videos on this user's channel and none of them were clickbait, and they all in fact provided always an extra bit of news that others seem to omit. The only downside is he never shows his sources, so you gotta look them up yourself and look for them yourself. But I thought maybe it's clickbait, maybe. Although there was a very tiny chance of that being the case. And then I opened the video, I watched it, and I still couldn't believe my ears and eyes. I was very angry, very upset at first. So I looked at the homepage of Heroes of the Storm. Patch notes, Heroes Brawl, Heroic Deals, patch notes, a very big announcement, ranked Season 1, dates and rewards. But nothing about that. And it's been yesterday when this announcement was made. So I tried to look for this very specific title. I found it. And it's not a joke. It's true. They're moving away developers from Heroes of the Storm. They're saying it's not the first time they've had to do this. They had to call up people to make Diablo, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Overwatch. I'm like, okay. They're saying they'll still keep on releasing new content. Sorry, not content, only heroes, themed events, and content that community allows, so I guess that means brawls for them. But they're also saying they're canceling any and all, and I think that's any and all. Blizzard hosted tournaments. HGC, Heroes Global Championship, and Heroes of the Storm will not return in 2019. They're saying only in 2019. But I quite suspect that by the end of 2019, they'll say neither of these tournaments will return in 2020. At the end of 2020, neither of them will return in 2021. And when everyone kind of forgets about them, they'll just stop adding this bit in and just take it for granted. And just, let the professional scene die off. Now, that doesn't impact me as much, because I'm not a professional player, never was. Although I tried to achieve some goals, or get somewhere, be someone in the ranked aspect of Heroes of the Storm. But it's never been my goal, and I never watch tournaments, but on one page, or on one side, I get why would you cancel tournaments, because if there's some issues, it might take a longer while to balance things, to fix things, because you'll have a smaller development team, because they're calling off devs from Heroes of the Storm to work on other titles and on new titles. Okay. But on the flip side, unless it's a game-breaking bug, or unless it's something that affects the gameplay, if it's like visual or something, you could pay attention to the game-breaking bugs first and fix the visuals, etc. later. If you know there would be a tournament, you could call some of these devs that you are calling off back to the game to, make the fixing of these issues faster, to just get the game in shape. Sure, have fewer devs over the course of a year working on it, if you would fix the game to a perfect state before tournaments. But no, they're canceling tournaments, and I'm scratching my head. Why? Why is that? Another thing is, they're also saying they want to make it... Where is it? They want to make it a healthy title? Something? Oh, we're setting up the game for long-term sustainability. And I'm wondering, before this announcement was made, what have they done? They made a toy event, and some of the skins look good, but I'm scratching my head, why toys? The Valera skin and the other skins, other than the Stitches one, I can imagine them being also recolored in a different way, and they could be the ones who oppose the Abathur, the Mech Abathur, the Mech Rhaegar, and whatever. But no. Anyway, that said, I first wanted to buy Orphea and play some matches as her, but I'm dialing back on that. It's like this seems to be the Activision calling the shots, saying Heroes of the Storm is not making enough money, so hey devs, come over here and work on our phone games if you want, you know, to stay and as an employee of Blizzard. That's how I see it. Oh, also, there's... Alright, so that's my addressing of the Heroes of the Storm news. You know, like, it's whatever, I'll have to wait and see how it turns out, but I think this is what I said. This is like, I expected something like this. At first I was very angry, but I said, I don't like where the game's going, and this doesn't surprise me at all. It does anger me because I'm probably gonna have even less views and there's probably gonna be even fewer people playing the game, but you know, what can I do about it? I make videos from the game, oh well. So that's about these Heroes of the Storm news. And now off to a rant about Activision Blizzard. It's not going to be an unsupported rant. I think I may say some things wrong, or I may like confuse some things, like swap them, but I think that for the most part I have in the past done research about things and I try to get information where I can. So, had to take a sip of water, because I recorded this video once already, but I forgot to plug in the good microphone, so it was the shitty built-in one. There was a lot of fan noise, etc. So, first things first, World of Warcraft is a dumpster fire. It's been for a long while now, and they haven't been fixing the game, they've been rather breaking it and making it more unfun. Players have said that as of the last, what was it, 2, 3? Probably 2, or that's where I'm not sure, either 2 or 3 expansions, the PvP has been fun, but the PvE was complete trash. Specifically for Battle for Azeroth. In previous 2, the PvE was somewhat fun, but the PvP... the PvE was somewhat fun, but now it's complete trash. It's unfun, and it's... Alright, then there's been also a fiasco where community managers for World of Warcraft, both... Well, I don't know if there's only 2, so I'll say 2 of the community managers. One of them has said to the community that they're dickbags, and the other supported the first community manager who said that. So, you can go look it up online, if you don't trust me. That I you know, like, looked into about 4 days ago. Then there's this thing, the new mount, Vulpine Familiar, which, if I'm not mistaken, Asmongold complained about. And it wasn't just his, but also others' comments who were removed. And they were saying that this is just a reskin that you're trying to sell us. So that's another thing. And now for other titles. Diablo 3 has had recently an increase in damage when it comes to the... It's not Archon, but it's the extra levels, the blue ones, which you gain when you reach the maximum level. And there has been a massive increase in damage that you can gain from these levels, so I wonder why. It's been fine before, why change it? About StarCraft, I got nothing to add there, because I haven't looked much into it and what could be fishy in there. And then there's fucking Overwatch. Overwatch is... Like, Overwatch, not only Overwatch, but Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, and Hearthstone, they've all been... They all have this symptom of Activision influence. You look at the titles and you see... You know, you look at an Activision title, look at a shooter that Activision makes every year, Call of Duty. It's very simple, rock, paper, scissors. Oh, this gun beats this gun beats this gun beats this. Although it's not really rock, paper, scissors, because there's overpowered shit that... The cases where scissors beat a rock aren't all that uncommon, you know? Like rifles beating sniper rifles because the rifle is more accurate than the sniper rifle. Because Activision. And then you look at the Blizzard titles, and you look at like Heroes of the Storm, where they're trying to... there has been an announcement. I haven't checked whether it was just a joke or it was really an announcement that would go in effect, where they would want to remove specialist roles. So Murky would become an assassin, and they've been tuning up his slime damage, and and whatever. And it doesn't make much sense. Then you look at Hearthstone, and for a while now, it's who has the more uninteractive with deck wins. Because they've been removing, quite successfully, they haven't added neutral combo interaction, neutral hand size interaction. Like, unless you're playing Warlock, there's no fucking way you're gonna be able to interact with your opponent's combo. You're just supposed to sit there and wait, or try to kill them. So unless your deck is aggro, or combo yourself, you're just... So in other words, if you're control, you're dead. A lot of the time. Not all the time, but majority of the time, you're just forced to sit there and wait. And I think many of the control players, if they had a neutral counter, they would play these neutral counters. But there are none. In Standard, there are none. It's like, I think it's common sense that if you release many combo cards, or many cards that combo well with what already exists, you should also release something that gives at least some counterplay, and not say, fuck it, let's give no neutral counterplay and force players to play Warlock if they don't want to get shit on by combos. Then there's Overwatch, where, much like in Heroes of the Storm with the recent releases, there's been, like, they've been power creeping, there's been power creep for a long while now. You look at Bridget, and it's not just Bridget, but you look at Bridget, and it's an assassin, which has self-shield, self-healing, and also heals others. The ultimate gives maximum health, which doesn't go away until it's, like, taken off by damage, or until you die to an environmental hazard. And she also has a stun and a charge. It's like, why? You know, it's 5 things in an assassin. Then you look at Soldier 76, which is an assassin as well, although much longer ranged, so that's his, you know, specialty. Whereas Bridget is more middle ranged or close ranged. But you look at him, and all he has is left click, rockets, aimbot, and self-healing, which is pretty low. It's like, oh, and Bridget also can increase her own maximum health and the health of someone else. Because why not? And, you know, it's power creep like that is also observable in Heroes of the Storm. I think Bridget is much like Orphea, or the other way around. Orphea is much like Bridget. You know, it's an assassin which has self-healing, mobility, strong area damage, and strong area control. It's like, why? Why does an assassin have all of this? Isn't area control supposed to be for tanks, for bruisers? Why is all of that packed together in an assassin, a ranged mage assassin even? God forbid it would be a physical right-click assassin. That would be even more obnoxious. Then you look at Melganis, he's also, like, he's not a tank, but he's able to effectively enough keep the backline away from the fight. And, like, it's something that even Muradin has trouble doing. And Muradin is a fucking tank. Melganis has 70... Now I'm not sure whether more or less health than Muradin, the most iconic tank of the game. But Melganis has also lifesteal. He can give lifesteal to others. He can also become untargetable and do massive damage and heal to full health. He can also, like, make the tank useless of the enemy team because he can swap health bars. It's just outrageous. And I don't know, it's like, if you look at what's been happening in Blizzard titles, it's like Activision is whipping Blizzard to make more money. Whatever the case. Or, like, whatever the consequences. It's like, I think that Activision Blizzard, especially the Activision part, has a hard time understanding common sense. Maybe they see it, and maybe it's a deliberate goal of theirs to crash their company, to crash their stock value. But if you look at if you look at it from a common sense perspective, you got investors and you got not customers, but the money of the money of customers. That's what you care about. The common sense is, you please the customer gives you money, the investor is happy. So, if it somehow happens that the customers aren't pleased, they don't give you their money, the investors are not happy, and the investors might start leaving, or just pulling their stock out. You know, getting their money while they can. So what you could do at that point is tone down the pleasing of the investor, you know, like, release some free content, or like pause monetization in some aspect, or I don't know, I haven't thought any of these examples, pretty much. But what you could do is just try and please the customer a bit more, so that they, like, start giving you money again. Then the investors start being happy again, and they come back, or they like invest more. But what Activision is doing at this point is, hey, our investors are not happy, customers are neither, let's please the investors. It's like, you're trying to shoot yourself in the foot. It's like, hey, we should please these so they give us money. No, let's please these. Fuck those who want to buy and play our games. It's like, I think none of these claims are like unsupported, I think. Like, look at Black Ops 4. It has no single player. It's still sold at $60. There have been no loot boxes at the start. That wasn't to please the customer, that was to please the investor, and it was disguised as pleasing the customer. The loot boxes were later added in, and microtransactions. And, if you look at the state the game's in, on consoles it's playable, on computer it's unplayable for many. It's glitching out, it has visual bugs, it has also bugs of internet connection quality, and that they're still charging $60 for it, and their main concern is adding in microtransactions, not fucking fixing the game when in beta it was working somewhat fine. It's just, I wish that Activision Blizzard would wake up, especially the Blizzard part. Activision I don't care much about, since Black Ops 1 it's been going down the drain. Or maybe Black Ops 2, okay, fine. But since then it's been going down the drain, and like Blizzard, for a while now it's been getting shit. And the PhoneCon, it wasn't the BlizzCon, it was PhoneCon or InvestorCon. It was for investors. They were trying to sell like how much money they're gonna rake in through this mobile application, and from this mobile game. And no, we don't want that. We want computer games. And they're just saying, no, fuck you, we're gonna make the investors happy. If you won't buy our games, someone else will. That's why I think they're making this mobile game, and they're gonna present it mainly to Asia. So anyway, I'd like to close off with this picture. And I think that, captures pretty well how disconnected Blizzard has become from the user base, from the customers, and their money, therefore, because of the Activision influence. I just wish, man. I just wish. That's all from me, and I'll see you later in probably a workout video, because I don't feel like recording Heroes of the Storm or pretty much any online Blizzard title anymore. Hell, I don't even know about Workout Reforged. I'm like this raving madman. I'm saying, watch out, it's probably gonna have like hideous monetization. They're gonna fuck it up. I haven't investigated that rumor that much, but I've seen like, it was just a Facebook post, but it was made by the company that the what is it? Blizzard part of Activision is going to be outsourcing the visuals of Workout Reforged to a company in Malaysia. As said, I haven't investigated into it that much, but I opened the post, I saw it when someone linked it, and they didn't even have the people for it yet. They were hiring, and they openly said, we're hiring for Warcraft Reforged. It's like, I just, people are telling me it's fine. I'm saying it's not fine, and they're telling me, no, it's fine, shut up. I just hope it will be fine. I really hope it will. But at the moment, I have no reason to believe it's fine, or that it's gonna be fine. So as said, I'll see you in a video later today, but I think I may have damaged my voice a bit too much, because I'm recording this a second time, and I already felt like my throat was sore when I was recording this the first time, so if I'll be able to talk later today, I'll make a video. If not, well, this is the only video you're gonna get from me on Friday. Maybe on Saturday as well, depends. I'll see you next time.